All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome. So today we are going to be doing a guide for Genshin Impact, and today we are going to be talking about farming low-level artifacts to sacrifice to your higher-level artifacts. This is extremely important because you are going to need an absolute metric ton of artifacts to level your higher power artifacts. So, as we can see here on Claim, my main DPS, I have all my artifacts leveled, except for my flower, because the flower, in my opinion, is the lowest priority for what to level. On Official, I have much the same. On Venti, literally only his feather is leveled, because that's the most important item to level of your artifacts. And Barbara is kind of a general work in progress that I'm going through right now. For that, we need so many artifacts, and there's got to be a no resin artifact farm, because if there wasn't, it would just take absolute eons to level a set of artifacts. Luckily, there is a semi-daily resetting artifact route that we're going to go over. Also, just as a heads up, we're going to be checking this before and after. I've gotten rid of all of my non-4-star, except for the couple that I'm using of 3 stars that are leveled, so you can immediately tell the difference. So you'll be able to see just how many artifacts I get during this run. It's worth noting, you do need to have unlocked Liyue for this, so it's going to be a little bit further into the game once you're into the second major area. And I would highly recommend you go and get all of the teleport points in Liyue before you start doing this, because that's the first thing you should do in Liyue, and there's no real restrictions on you doing that. Once you get there, I think you can pretty much figure that one out on your own. So for this, basically, you start in different spots here, and you do runs, and I've got all these places mapped out. And basically, I'm going to show the routes that I take at least every other day, a lot of times every day on these routes. Not everything that I run up to is going to be spawned, but I do know where all of the spawns are, so you're going to see kind of the run that I'm generally doing. Before that, we start up in Kingsay Village, and there are 3 spots here, and then 1 spot on the second teleport up here. Let's go. So the way to farm these artifacts is basically little sparkle points that are on boxes or broken down buildings and stuff every single day. So as you'll see back here, you can see the sparkle on this box. This can be artifacts. In this case, it is actually 2 artifacts. And these are going to range from 1 stars to 2 stars. I have not had a 3-star actually come out of these, but they're just fodder and they're just raw experience. So it doesn't really matter what rarity they are. And you're going to need more specific sets as you get in later into the game, and those are going to come from domains and stuff. So you're not really here to farm for the perfect gear. You're just farming for any gear that can be sacrificed in. So our first point is right there at the teleport. Then down here in town, we have another spot by these pots. Also, it's worth noting there are some other spots in here that can be vegetables and stuff, but that's not what we're going for. So I'm just going to try and majorly show the artifact locations. This can also be artifacts. This bundle of cloth here. Got another one. And there's also going to be some Mora from this. So doing this is also going to earn you passively a little bit of Mora, which is going to help pay for putting your artifacts into your other artifacts. Also, I am going to use this guide as an opportunity to note some specific spawns and stuff that are kind of extra that people may not know about. And if you're farming for it, then it's important information. So first is these sweet flowers. If you pick these up, a fire flower spawns, which I'm not going to be fighting, but he is there. Just one of the hidden random world bosses that has important drops. But the spot is this pot right here. Then moving on, just right over here by the entrance to this whole zone. This is where you'll enter Liyue, usually anyway. So we teleport over here. And this one actually has a couple different spots. There is also a rock spawn here. So down there by that lady, those 2 boxes are rock spawns. This is the artifact spawn. Got one from that. There's a vegetable spawn here. I've never seen this one drop artifacts. You can always grab those. And these are always going to be minerals. This is either white geo or white iron chunks or just iron. So that is also here kind of as a bonus. Next, I always go over here. This is one that if you are only going to do a couple of these and you're just going to be checking in on them, every on the weekends, you'll grab them if you have time, or if you're on the bus or something. This is one that I would really advise you to get, because there are a lot of points of pickup that are all right near each other. And this is that tent right over here. This is, I think, 4. It might be 3, though, spots. And it's like a really, really easy, simple, no enemies. Just run right over and grab it. And this one, usually all of them are artifacts for me, though I've occasionally had one kind of not give me one. Yeah, no, we got a bunch from there. So that's great. That one's fantastic. Then we have some kind of more middling ones. I start from here, but you can start from this and go down. But I think starting from this tower is a little bit easier. Just because tower's tall and you can glide. On your way into Liyue, though, you can just grab these on your way, as it were. Also worth noting, this one, there is also some vegetable spawns over here. I don't think I've seen these other two actually drop me artifacts, just this one. But, you know, this one should be vegetables, usually is. Yeah, vegetables. I think one of these is Geo, but I don't remember which one. Yeah, that's that one. Vegetables. Yeah, so there's only one of these that's an artifact one, but nonetheless. And then usually to fly over here, I just teleport back up. Again, you can hit this one from here, teleport from here. This one, you're not going to save a lot of time doing it any real way. So whatever you're more comfortable with is probably best. And these are some of the lower priority spots, I would say, overall. It is also worth noting a thing that I'm not currently doing, because there are also enemies on the route that I do need to farm that I'm going to be showing, is you can equip 2 Animo characters. So if you have Venti, Sucrose, Jean, any of the Animo characters and your main character, you can do double Animo party, which is going to give you elemental resonance and make you faster and use less stamina. If you are lucky enough to have Venti, you'll also use less stamina for gliding just due to his passive. So you can speed this up a little bit by doing that, but that optimization is pretty minor overall, I find. So here we have a few spots. We have these pots here. You can grab this, because they're just Sunsetias that are always there. And this one, I think, is actually weapons. Oh, no, this is artifacts as well. Must be the other spot that is weapons. For this one, it's right in front of this. You can just teleport right up. And you'll be right in front of the building. Right here, I think this one is the one that's usually a weapon spawn. I believe it's the shovel is a weapon spawn, I guess. Yeah, there it is. So there's a weapon spawn to level some weapon stuff and some cabbages. And then from here, we have... I'm just going to go top down here. There's kind of a different priority to this, but this one's pretty good to do, these top 2 here. And there's going to be an absolute ton of artifacts here. And we're also going to see how many levels I can get with the artifacts I just happened to grab today. Because I need to level Barbara's artifact stuff anyway. He's currently being worked on. Here, I believe there's only... No, there's 3 spots? Is it 3 or 2? 3. Grab this one. There's also appears to be some things that I missed. Grab these. There are enemies that will spawn here. And in a number of these locations, actually. Here's these guys are just not home. And then there's 2 broken down carts that are over in this direction. Basically, it's just 2 artifact spawns. These are ones that are kind of weird, I will say, in terms of spawns. These ones appear to be kind of finicky and mostly be like every other day that they'll spawn, but it's artifacts, and we love free artifacts. This next spawn is also going to have one of the Sonic the Hedgehog enemies, the Geo Boys. If people are having any trouble fighting these enemies, generally I would really tell you just to use Overload. If you can't use Overload, then use a Claymore weapon, but that's pretty much what I got. Because between Overload and Claymore type weapons, they can't really do much, but do what you can. Also, as you saw, whenever I grab those flowers, there is a fire flower here. Which my team is very bad at fighting, because my main DPS is a flame character. But whatever. Get some rare drops from them. There are 2 spots here. There's also some eggs here if you happen to need those. This one very rarely gives me artifacts, but hey, Mora, and it's right next to a spot that usually gives me artifacts. Here we go. And then from here, this is going to start a much longer run. And before I go over this, I will tell you, you can also start from this up on a hill and do this route starting from this point and working backwards from the route that I'm doing, just based on your preference. It really just depends whether or not you want to be going... I mean, really, there's only one super major point in this whole route that you should definitely always do. Also, this is another Whopper flower spawn. Anytime you see lines of flowers and stuff like that, usually it's going to be a Whopper flower spawn. I don't need them too badly, so I'm going to skip them for now. But they are all over the place on this route. Also, there is a Geo boy here. We will blow up real quick, because I do actually need his stuff. Go. And then this well is potentially the drop for the artifacts. And then from here, also, you'll almost always... There's this box here. Grab that. You'll almost always head this way first, but you can do these in reverse order. It's usually much faster to go this way and just do the seaside, as it were. So from here, we have this boat and this... wait, one of these is... I think it must be this one. Is vegetables? I think it's vegetables. Yeah, this one's vegetables. But from here, we can head over to these barrels. You can also grab some fish here if you need them for whatever recipes, as they are almost always... There's like 6 fish there. I think this is Geo. Yeah. And then this should be artifacts. Oh, no, this is carrots. I missed one. I think maybe one of them can be artifacts. Not 100% sure on that one, but it's there. It's Geo in this case. Maybe only 2 of those can be artifacts, and I've actually mismarked that one. That's also definitely a potential thing, as there are so many boxes on this route. This spot is also in kind of in league with this one, where you should be hitting this spot every single day if you really need to level stuff, if you want to level it very quickly, because this spot is absolutely packed. There are a ton of spots here, and all of these are artifacts. And this one, very, very reliably, I will say, pops every single day. Like, this one, I don't think I've ever come here and had it not be fully respawned, like, just every single time. A lot of times, a lot of those spots will drop 2 things, so it's just great. So this is the part where, for me, I would usually teleport here and then just fly down to these, because it's about the same distance. And from here, if you need Hilly Churl stuff, there's a Hilly Churl camp here to hit up. In this case, I'm just going to run past it. But like, if you need like the arrow pieces or the masks and stuff like that, you can absolutely fight these guys. There's a larger Hilly Churl that is also here. So if you need that stuff, you can fight them. But the major thing is that you want to be going for this lower star that I've marked first, which is on the top of the hill. And then the other one is much lower on the hill, so it's not going to be nearly as important. Yeah, with this one, you are going to have to climb this hill kind of either way. Unless you do some weird business at your starting off point to fly over here. But it's this little house, just the one spot here. Oh, we actually got 2 this time. I usually feel like I get unlucky on that one, and it's 1, but hey, I'll take 2. And then down here, it's worth noting, if you go down into this little area, there's like a mage and a bunch of Hilly Churls that will spawn. So keep that in mind if you need like ley line leaves and whatever it's called. No artifacts from this one. Figures I get lucky on the other one and not lucky on this one. But that's this little area done. Then from here, I usually do this section. This section can be done in a couple of different ways. The best way is probably just to spawn from here and do these 2, and then just get the other 2 out of the way, because they can be done in a chain pretty easily. This one, you'll also pick up some stuff for the Battle Pass weekly, because there are the chilies here, which I need for Xianling, so I'm going to grab them real quick. And then we just have this. We got 2. Nice. There's also this spot. We've got those 2 zones right there. And then from here, we have to head up the hill. I will say this spot is usually... the spot that I'm heading to is the one maybe most guilty of me sometimes going like 3 days, just being like, I don't know why this spot didn't respawn, but it didn't. So this one's one I would maybe advise you check less often. But It is what it is. I think we're going to get exactly what I just said happening here. Oh, no, it's respawned. Hey. Who fucking knew? But yeah, these guys are always here. We will just take care of them real quick. We'll get their materials real fast. And grab an artifact. Hey, and it's a 2-star artifact. Sure, that was worthwhile. Fair enough. And then from here, from this one, also worth noting, you can see the mining symbol I have on the map real quick, because this is such like an easy time to get over here. It's that little house that we're aiming for. If you go down there, there is a cave opening, and there is one of the roly-poly boys and a ton of crystal down there. So that's also a part of a mining rotation I would suggest that you take. So if you're in the area, that's something that I would also suggest you do if your ore has been respawned, or if you need the roly-poly boys. We have 2 artifacts here, and then usually 1 from this one. Oh, double. All right. We love double. And then from here, you can just fly straight down. And we should make it there, because there are gusts in this area that are going to lift you up. You shouldn't need the land or anything like that, because it's pretty close regardless, and the gusts are going to get you there. But this is just a little shop area. Also, sidebar, in the water down here, actually I haven't been able to determine whether or not they respawn yet, because I haven't been paying too much attention to them. But the boxes that can be in the water that you can pick up, those contain a significant amount of Mora in aggregate, and also a ton of geosigils and stuff, which you're going to want. So maybe grab those while you're flying through here. We have vegetables here, and then artifacts here, I believe. Artifacts here. All right, perfect. That's this left side kind of done. And then from here, I usually do the middle. Here, there's always a pack of slimes up on this hill. They're electric slimes, so I will grab them. Just because I have a fire DPS, which makes my life very easy for getting them. Grab some general materials. I need an absolute ton of this. And then from here, just up here where these treasure hunter guys are, is where you are going to want to grab your stuff. I believe there's 2 spots up here. I think it's 2. It might only be 1, though. Might be the very next one that I'm thinking of that has 2.
Think you can get away?
Also, obviously, as you are most surely seeing, Venti is super useful for this. So we have the artifact here. Oh, it is 2. This should also be artifacts. Yep. Perfect. We got the 2 spots there. Grab all the loot from these boys. And then if you're on PC, I would say it is faster to teleport back. And probably also on PS4, it's faster to teleport back. But if you're on phones, I found whenever I do this load for whatever reason, like whenever I go over there and then load over here, it takes extra long. And that might just be my phone, but sometimes it's probably going to be faster just to run back. There's also an, I'm not going to grab it right now, but there's also crystal along this route in a couple different places, and a little bit of core lapis, I believe. So from here, we'll grab these. There's actually 3 spots in this little area. These are all artifacts, which was to my big surprise. Oh, 2 here as well. There we go. We got those spots. I believe these flowers are another Whopper flower, so if you need those, right on the route. And then all of these artifact spots are going to have Hilly churls by them. I am going to skip the Hilly churls and just grab the locations. So we have that one. There's the core lapis I was talking about. And then we have this one here. No artifacts from these. Gotten a little bit lucky getting like the double artifacts from a lot of spots, so I guess we were due for some bad luck. And then do 3 to make up for it. Nah, just 1. That's right. So then from here, we'll teleport to this midpoint and head up the road. Yeah, and it is obviously, since we are pretty much just grabbing the artifacts and running from a lot of this stuff, there are tons of boss enemies that are going to be on this route that are going to have things that you probably want, and I'm going to try and point them out wherever I can, but I don't know every single spawn in all of Liyue yet. So if I miss anything, please let me know in the comments. as I would love to improve this route, especially if it's with enemies that I need, because I need the roly-poly boys quite badly. Also, those geosigil spots are pretty good. Each one of those geosigil spots that you see is at minimum 1,500 mora, so depending on how you value those. And here we have the cart. No artifacts on this one today either. Unfortunate. Again, I'm going to just avoid the hilly churls. We have one spot here. Nice, got one. I think this is actually just... Oh, no, this is also an artifact one. I think one of these is flower. Or yeah, there we go. There's the vegetables. Nothing from that one. And finally... Hey, we got a double. Nice. So that's it for this part of the route. Now, this next part is pretty important because this is also at the start of a boss route. So I would like to advise you that this one I would maybe save for last in a lot of cases because there are an absolute ton of boss enemies in this area that are worth farming. But we are going to spawn in here. And then there's immediately going to be 2 roly-poly boys, which I'm going to neglect to fight. And there's also an electro mage up there that you can see. And if you need fire flowers, this is the best fire flower spawn in the game, because if you run up to that statue, 3 of them will spawn. So that's fantastic. But we are going to skip all of that and just run up the road here. Actually don't know the leash range of these guys, because I pretty much always kill them. We'll find out how far they will chase me, I suppose. It looks like they don't chase too fast, so that's good. But yeah, up here, there are going to be 3 spots with hilly churls, and then at the top of this hill, you see I have a boss icon that I put down. There's actually a ruin hunter up there, and there's also, if you haven't done it before, there's also a precious chest, I believe it is, that spawns with that man. So you can also grab that while you're there. But we are just going to grab this spot, grab this, and run past these. Grab some mushrooms, grab the artifacts here, and then run up to this one, where we'll hopefully get another 2 artifacts. That would be ideal. Nice. So from here, we can just go ahead and teleport to this midpoint. This midpoint also has 3 bosses around it that have unique materials. So whenever you teleport here, there is a big mech there, and then down on the beach here, there is a man with knives. And then there is also, on your way over to this point, which is this tent, there's also a mage down there. So if you need any of those, they are available. I will say that the bosses here are worth it, and I just checked this because it's here. This one is this one's one of the also very inconsistent spawns for me. So yeah, there's that. But there's all the bosses in the area, so it's worth a stop off one way or another. This next one, also very inconsistent, but there are bosses and stuff in the area, so I usually check it anyway. From here, there is a Sisson mage that's down over there, and I usually just stop off here while I'm on my way to go and kill her, because she can also drop artifacts. And this one is like also like an every other day type of situation in a lot of cases. Yeah, nothing. Unfortunate. And now we can move on down to here. So this one's a little weird. Don't actually go to this teleport point. If you have this domain, I would just go to this domain because it is much closer. The teleport point is way up on top of the hill, but from the domain, there's literally a road to where these artifacts are. And this spawn is pretty good. This one has been an every other day for me on some occasions, but there's like 3 spawns here, so it's pretty nice one way or the other. And it's really quick to come and check. That's a potato. There we go. There's some artifacts. That's some wheat. And it's a potato. Well, we got some artifacts out of it, so that works out. So we got those, and let me see if there's any I'm getting. Ah, yes, this one right over here. So this one is from the midpoint up here. Don't go to the lower one because it's up on a gigantic hill, and you're going to be climbing for ages if you do it the other way. But if you just go from here and glide on down, there's also one of the time trial challenges right there for 3 chests if you've missed that. But we can just glide on over to this little hut and grab the stuff from it. There we go. This one's all spawned up. And one of them is radishes, though. So, good enough. So, I think that completes all of the spots I hit every day. Or try to hit every day. You know, sometimes I'm busy. Yeah, go around and grab those. Obviously, from this map, you can pretty much tell that I'm also going to do a boss route. And I'm running out of markers. But that's what's up with the artifact farming. Doing that should get you much, much closer to the artifacts you'll need to level stuff. So let's see just how many artifacts I got. So if we go on to Barbara, I do need to finish leveling her feather. And we started with no 2- and 1-star artifacts. And we'll go into enhance first so we can actually see all of them. We now have... we got 1 2-star and all 1-stars otherwise, but it is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and change rows. So 8 times 8 plus 1. Yeah, 8 times 8 plus 1, and then 1 2-star. So that's a good chunk. We're going to see how far that'll get us, though. As you can see on these much later levels of these 5-star artifacts, you are going to be chugging along. But this is, hey, it's getting this stuff leveled. Like, this is just one day of doing this. I would say this is like probably about like an average haul of artifacts that I'd be getting from this. And hey, we got the bonus. Always nice to see that. And we are super close to getting this thing to 20, which is max rank. But that was basically a full level going from 18 to 19. So it's a really solid amount, especially earlier on. Like, once you first get to Liyue, if you start doing this early, that experience is going to roll over and build over time. Because if you don't know, if you're using, say, like this 4-star at some point, and then later you want to upgrade into your 5-star variant, you can take this leveled 4-star and put it into your higher level one, and it's going to keep like 80 to 90% of the experience you put into the other artifact moving forward into your better artifact. So it's always worth investing in your artifacts as long as they're at least halfway decent for your character at current, as long as it's an improvement. So moving forward into 5 stars, you're just going to want to roll that stuff forward and get your things leveled so that all your characters are on par. Because as you can see, even though I've been doing this for like probably like a week and a half, I'd say I've been definitely getting into farming artifacts. I have 2 characters that are up to par, but not on their 5-star artifacts yet. So there's still a bunch to level there, and I have not done their flowers either. I have 1 character who's way low on the bar, and Barbara, who's getting closer and closer as I've been farming and prioritizing getting her her good set and stuff so that she's more useful in combat. So yeah, lots of reasons to farm the artifacts. Obviously, you should be using bum artifacts you get from domains or whatever that you don't need. And 4 stars and stuff are going to give you more experience, but that stuff costs resin, and you're not going to be able to use your resin on stuff that's going to give you artifacts all the time. So this is a good way to supplement that, to always be improving your squad. But yeah, I think this video has gone into a good amount of detail so far. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it, and this helps you level your artifacts and such, and have some more stuff to do. If you'd like to see a boss farm, let me know. And if you would like to hear about some other mechanics, then let me know what those are, because I have learned quite a bit about this game, and it's been very fun so far. So I will hopefully see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and goodbye, everybody.